Hey y'all, thanks for stopping in. Appreciate taking time out of y'all's busy schedule to stop in and see what it is I'm up to. Got halfway through, well into doing another video uptake on this, and the camera ran out of space. Anyway, good morning. It is going on 6 a.m. Friday, December 31st, 2021. It is. Should probably go inside. The humidity is tearing me up. 71 degrees Fahrenheit. Humidity's at 94%. So, 22 degrees Celsius. Anyway, I have a Dr. Pepper cream soda. I've been going to Dollar General because they had the sodas 3 6-packs for $9. But they only had 2 of my ginger ales the other night, so I picked up the Dr. Pepper. Anyway, humidity. There was a concern raised. I forget who did it. I think it was Twink. May have been one of the others, but I've considered that. Believe me, that's a worry. I've discussed it with the kids. The best way to do that is just I've got the metal plate. I've got an air conditioner. I'll take one of the back windows out and put an air conditioner in the back window and get a small generator. So, and there's some things I'm going to have to buy in order to, make this work. Once I sell this place and probably the brat buggy and assorted junk, hopefully I'll be able to afford a small generator, a laptop, maybe an electric bike or a nice electric scooter. Probably an electric bike. But yeah, that'll help me out, when it gets super humid here in Florida. But the biggest thing is it's a van. I can put it in gear and go north, which is what I basically want to do anyway. Go up and hit the mountains and ride the Blue Ridge and spend a week here and a week there in national parks and whatever. But I mean, right now, excuse me. I don't know, like an hour and a half west, there's free campgrounds. Some of them have toilets, some of them don't. Most of them don't have anything. An hour and 10 minutes north, there's a place up in a wildlife preserve. We're just on the fringe of it. Can stay for 10 days. That has a toilet and cold showers. There's another place further up into Georgia that it's $100 a month, $25 a month for electric, no water. So you have to be pretty much self-contained, but it's it's a thing. I can set up a tent or whatever up there, and if I don't want to hang around, I can get in the van and go, and the site's saved for me. But I can work my way all the way up the East Coast. In fact, I just had a lady on one of the Facebook pages posted a link of places that she has been, and they're not all free, but they're either reduced or free. And a lot of them are free, and 10 to 14 days before you have to move, and then you go 20 miles and find another spot. So they're not really all that particular about the 20 miles. I mean, I was up in what was it, 2 years ago, I guess, something like that. I made that run up to Delaware, and on the way back, stopped in the Croton National Forest. They're just north of Jacksonville, North Carolina, and that's a gorgeous little spot. You're allowed to stay 14 days. It had a a pit toilet. And I don't think it had showers. I don't really remember. Um, but there's several other campgrounds around Croton National Forest that you know you can stay in there. Not in the summertime. I don't think I could do North Carolina in the summer either. So, but you know, get up to Delaware. I've got the shack where you know my nephew owns, or up into South Jersey where my brother is, or over into Pennsylvania. Maybe head across the mountains from my brother and go see Prepper Dale. Um, you know, there's all kinds of things out there that I can do. And if something doesn't happen, or you know, something happens that the van can't be repaired or whatever, then you know, a Greyhound runs all the time. Trains run up and down the East Coast, and there's ways for me to get back home. Maybe not all my junk, but you know, hey, it is what it is. So we're just buy another cheap vehicle. It's not like it'd be the first time. Uh, so I mean, I have my trepidations. I mean, downsizing and you know, getting rid of stuff, and in a lot of ways I am looking forward to it. In some ways maybe not so much. Um, but the good is more or less, well, is outweighing the bad. I mean, back when the old Miss passed away, I had thought then about hitting the road. But I hung around, and then the landlord sold the house out from under me because he got sick, and I wasn't sure what I was going to do. So I had planned then to buy a vehicle to turn into a steel tent and get going. My daughter was running this place, and she found me a unit that I could buy inexpensively. So I moved in here, and then after that, this place, the guy was moving out of this place, and he gave it to me. You know, that's the cheapest mobile home in Jacksonville. So, but she pays the lot rent and water and stuff like that. So, and that's why I get the G-Brats and take them home from school and watch them and like on school breaks and whatever. So, but that's going to be changing here coming up soon. The rates are going up. The kids won't be going to the same school. They'll be riding the bus. So, you know, she's not going to be able to afford to pay me for not doing anything. So that's where this is coming up. And people are saying, you know, tighten your belt and you can do it. And no, the money's just not there. I mean, it's not. My disability only goes so far, and it does not stretch that far. So even the little bit that I get from food stamps, I don't know, it's like $90 or something, and they're taking money away from that, like $15 or something, because my disability payments are going up tomorrow. So they give with one hand and take with the other. You know, I'm not coming out any further ahead. So fuel mileage, yeah, I know Sherry is you know, is bad with gas, but if you're traveling short distances and spending longer times, you know, it's not so bad. Now my brother stays right here in Jax, and he's slowly learned over the couple of months he's out there. I mean, his van gets the same fuel mileage that I do. He gets around 14 miles a gallon. So he's slowly learned to stay in one area, or like, you know, just kind of hop around easily. Like he goes from Walmart to Sam's to Winn-Dixie, or Walmart to the park, and from the park to Sam's, and maybe back to the park, a different park, and then back to Winn-Dixie, and works his way back around. And so, you know, he's down to, I think he spent about Excuse me. He bought a tank and a half of gas this past month. So he's doing better that way. I could do something to that effect. Um, just depends on how my finances actually work out. But like I said, just getting out of here. Heading north while it's too hot down here. Work my way up into Pennsylvania and New Jersey or whatever, and then slowly work my way back down the East Coast. And as like September and October start coming around and the weather starts getting a little nicer, I get down here into Florida and maybe head down into Miami area and see some people down there that I know. And again, I don't know if it'll work out. If it doesn't, there's like I said, there's contingency plans. I just hop a train or hop a bus and keep on keeping on. So ain't nothing but a thing. I can't see what we're running here. I'm on a different phone. So like I said, I understand people have concerns. It's not. I mean, I'm not going into this blind, and there are people that have to. There are people that lose their homes or lose their jobs and then lose their homes, and they don't have time to plan. They don't have things set up. Sherry is set up that if a hurricane came through, I could survive out of her for probably 3 weeks. Just with the food and clothing, and I've got cooking supplies and everything else. I mean, the brat buggy's set up almost the same way. I could probably last 10 days with what's in the brat buggy. So, and yeah, living and doing it full time is different than camping, but not a whole lot. And I'm ready. I've got my lanterns. I've got solar power. I've got I've got several batteries, and I think I'm pretty well prepared for it. I've got a lot of the skills that I need. It's not, like I said, I'm not going into this cold turkey. I'm not going into this with a thought that it's either that or living on the street. Just out of the blue, hey, you're fired, you can't afford your rent, you lost your house. So you go from a productive part of society to homeless and lost. You don't have any idea. You don't know how to make a bed in your vehicle. You don't know how to make yourself coffee or make yourself dinner, or where do you go to the bathroom. All those types of things. And that's a lot of what I think people have concerns about too. It's like, where would you go to the bathroom? Well, the gym, for one. Gas stations. There's always the bucket in the vehicle. Heck, I've used just gotten in the back and used the can, or the big peanut butter jar, more times than I want to count, just because I didn't want to go all the way into the store somewhere. Or when I was like I made that trip 2 years ago, a year and a half ago, or whatever. A lot of places weren't letting you inside because of the bug thing. Stores were closed down. You couldn't come in. Some places up there, they don't have public restrooms in McDonald's and 7-Eleven or whatever. So, you go in there. It's like, hey, where's your restrooms? It's like, what? Where are you from? We don't have them down. We don't have them here. All right. So climb in the back of the vehicle and take care of business. head. I can feel it, like right there in my sinuses. Just that the moisture is. Anyhow, see, I know I had a whole lot of other stuff I covered. I was at like 28 minutes or something on the other phone when it just decided that it was not. It didn't want to publish it, so. And then I started over again. I had probably 10 or 15 minutes going, and it came up and said, "You're out of space." I'm going to throw you to outer space, I'll tell you what. I thought about it earlier. I thought about downloading all them files, but I'm using that right now as my hotspot. For some reason or another, my hotspot keeps breaking up. I still got time on it, but it just did not want to work tonight, so. Anyway. We shall see what we shall see. I mean, I've talked about maybe getting a trailer to help put a trailer on the back of the van and put a bed in there. The Sherry is short wheelbase, so there's not as much room in there as some vehicles have or some vans have. So a bed's going to take up the majority of the space. If I get up enough money, I'll buy a like 6x8 or 6x10, 7x10 pull behind trailer. Again, Sherry's not going to feel it, you know. And I could put a bed in there, and whatever. So, and then just I don't know, more like it's I don't know, kind of RVing, I guess, but it's not something you can stealth. Like, you can't just be like parking at Walmart all the time and you get out of the van and walk back into the trailer. At least not the way a lot of people take their trailers and convert them. They put windows all over them, and yeah, not me. I don't like windows. Mine would be a cave. Have the back gate open up, have it set up as a porch, an awning over top of it. That might work out. I don't know. Again, it's just these options. Will I end up doing that? Depends on what kind of money I can come up with. Right now, everything is so expensive. I've been looking around, like trailers that I would consider paying $800 to $1,000 for. They're asking $3,500, $4,000. 10-year-old trailer. They're asking what would have been full price for a brand new trailer 3 years ago. It's insane. But by the same token, like a vehicle like Sherry is going for somewhere around that same price. $3,500 or $3,000, $4,000. So anyway, that's another possibility. It's something I'm tossing around. It's probably a lot more effort to get it set up. It won't bother the fuel mileage any, but make it a little bit more difficult getting in and out of some spots or whatever. But it's doable, Have to have another air conditioner in there, and excuse me, post nasal. So I think I've covered most of what people have been talking about or questioned. If you got more questions, I mean, just ask. You might think of something that I haven't really thought of. So, like I've talked to when I moved in here, part of what helped me get established was being hooked up with No More Homeless Vets. So I'm on their list, but I'm not homeless. So, and I'm not in risk of being homeless in the next I think it's 30 days, 45 days, something like that. So I have to get back with them when that time comes. I'm on lists for the senior citizen type places. Well, they're not really retirement homes, but lower income housing that are for seniors only, like 65 up. I'm on the HUD list, or the Section 8 housing list, but I'm a single man, so I am like way down there. you know, even on the senior type things, it's those lists are 4 or 5 years long, so I don't hold out much hope for those. And even that's going to be just something downsizing. There's one over, well, kind of southwest of me now, that I could probably afford to get into, but they're tiny little 1 bedrooms, and some of the people over there they got problems. So, not sure I'm even interested in that. I was at one point, back when the old miss passed, and the landlord told me I had to get out or whatever. That was one of the things that were up on my list, giving serious thought to. But I gave serious thought to, but didn't really think it was going to be something for me. So, I don't know. Let's see, what time is it? 22 minutes up on there. I heard the guy down the street. Time we got 20 after 6. He should be firing up that big old diesel sometime here soon. But so yeah, it's not like I'm jumping into this. It's not like I haven't tried to weigh out all the different all the different alternatives, and I'm still not like totally giving up hope. There's always a chance that no more homeless vets will be able to come in and help, or something else come down the pike, and there's always that chance. But in the meantime, I got to do something, right? I got to start making plans. I have to be ready to go. I mean, I'm sitting here looking over here. Well, right back here. I mean, there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 poles 7 poles that I had planned on making into walking staffs. But by the same token, over here there's 2 walking poles, there's 3 canes, there's a couple of makeshift walking sticks. There's a big old walking stick that my granddaughter bought me with a skull on top of it. We got another walking stick over there my brother got me. I've got, heck, there's 2 leaning in there in the doorway. I think there's 2 or 3 in the van. At least one in the brat buggy. And yeah, I've got stuff. I collect stuff. I don't half of them I only use once or twice and get put aside, and it is what it is. So, like these walking sticks or hiking poles or whatever, they're nice. But after I got those, I found ones that collapse, and those are nicer. So, for my duffer sticks, let's see if I can get that over here. Come on, this way. There we go. And this is one of the hiking poles. That's a rather nice little pole. Doesn't have the tip on it. I don't know what it did with the tip. But you know, my duffer stick. It's just a broken club with a golf ball on the end of it. And these things are nice. I know I've got one of these in the brat buggy, and I think there's one by the seat in the van. So, and then there's probably 2 or 3 more of them over here. You know, it's I'll give them away, get rid of them, do something. But so, and in the meantime, keep my fingers crossed. Y'all want to keep your fingers crossed and you know do whatever y'all want to pray or whatever. Then that's fine. Something else comes up and sounds like the trash man's coming too. You know, maybe something else will come up and I won't be back out. I won't be out on the road. I'll be in some place. There's always also the possibility of like renting a room. I don't know what I would do with all my stuff. Probably just have to get rid of it all. And rooms right now, just a room with bathroom access and kitchen privileges. Run $400 to $500 a month. So that doesn't leave a whole lot out of the check. That isn't a whole lot to begin with. So and that's not taking into consideration where it's at. So yeah, like I said, I appreciate everyone's concerns. I understand everyone's concerns. I had the exact same problem when my brother was had to get out of his place, and he ended up moving into his car, and he made a lot of bad decisions. He doesn't have the experience or the knowledge. He's got camping experience and some traveling experience and whatever, but he doesn't have the van life thing. So I was a little concerned, but I've helped him out over the past couple months, and once he got his van, and he's picked it up, so he still does stuff he shouldn't do. Like I don't know, a couple weeks ago, he spent like 4 days in the same park, all day, all night, and it's not something you do. You don't want to call attention to yourself, but I mean, he is so people oriented. Like, he talks to people and finds out about people, and he had people bringing him food and coffee and stuff like that. So we are so much. I mean, we're brothers. We're only 13 months apart, but we are worlds apart on everything else. He is very outgoing. He's a hermit too. I mean, he likes having his alone time, but he's like my mom. He'll talk to anybody. There isn't a person that can't be a friend. And I'm not that way. I'm very closed up. I don't open up to people very well. So where he's sitting in his van or sitting outside of his van with his, doing whatever it is that he's doing, and somebody walks by and he's like, "Hey, how you doing?" And they come over and start talking, and he's just babbling away. And not me. I'd put my face down in a book or back into the tablet and let them go on by. I'm not interested in talking to them. I don't want to know their history. We're different. We're way different. He is a super minimalist. He has ADHD. I am not. I am so far from ADHD or OCD that they have to start a new alphabet. I can overlook stuff. So I'm not really a minimalist. I enjoy the chaos. I enjoy too much stuff in too little of a space. So this is going to be an experience. It really is. I understand that. I'm kind of looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing if I can change. There's also, like, you don't live in your vehicle. You know, you're outside of the vehicle most of the time. I come home here, and like the only air conditioned or heated space I have is the bedroom and bathroom. So I might make myself something to eat, and then, you know, I'm back there again. And in there for, you know, hours at a time. So you don't do that when you're out with your vehicle. You're outside more, sitting at a picnic table or sitting in a chair like this, or, you know, whatever, and enjoying the outdoors and maybe walking around and, you know, eating differently, so you don't have all the stuff you're carrying around. And, you know, there's also concerns I have with my doctor. Now, the cardiac doctor, I've got a thing that reads this. I talked to him just after the old Miss died, so I was planning on hitting the road then, and I got a thing that operates off 12 volt. It reads what's going on here and sends it out over Wi-Fi to someplace up in Boston, and then, you know, relays it back to the doctor. But then my primary has to be on board to refill my prescriptions wherever I am that I need them refilled, because like most of them won't transfer. So I have to be able to call them and say, hey, I'm in, you know, Raleigh, North Carolina, and I want you to send my prescriptions to this Walmart here, and then, you know, I can pick up my prescriptions. So it's doable. I just need to talk with the doctor or the, you know, the nurses or whatever, and get it set up. So anyway, hopefully this is going to turn out. I don't have to try to do it all again. I was so aggravated this morning. It was like 2 o'clock or something. I had 20 minutes or better into it, and maybe 25 to 29 minutes. I don't remember. But anyway, I went to upload it, and it wouldn't load into the camera. It wouldn't come off the camera. So anyhow, then I did some B-roll on this other camera. Dang it, I'm going to have to redo that. Let me know what you think, folks. Thumbs down, thumbs up. Leave me a comment wherever it is y'all leave comments on your internet access device of choice. If you'd like to share me around your social media, that'd be fandoculous. If your loved ones are nearby, give them a kiss and a hug. If they're not, give them a call. Hit them up on Facebook. Let them know you think about them. Let them know you love them. We ain't promised tomorrow, people. We ain't promised our next breath. So I see y'all again. I hope you have a fandoculous day. It's y'all. Bye-bye. Alrighty, here's my setup for this morning. This is the chair I got for my birthday, I think. Chair breaker. You shouldn't be able to break that chair. Magellan's Outdoors. I think it came from Academy Sports. I'm not sure. It's nice. It's comfortable. And over here we have my walkboard that I picked up off the curb. Makes a great table. And then coming over here by the doorway, which you can't really see the doorway. Down here is my battery pack, my homemade battery pack. It's running the USB, which comes up to this phone holder, and selfie lamp. I think it's bright. So yeah, way too many walking sticks, boxes to put my stuff in, reflectix to put on the windows. Yeah, so there we go.